Right. And why you always wear the mantle of a beat cop.
You killed the only woman I ever loved. And it's payback time.
Second class cinema. Won't you never together? Second class.
Welcome to Second Class Cinema, the show where we watch a B movie and immediately discuss. I'm Tom. I'm here with Brittany, Eric, and Gray.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello there.
Hey, I can hear ya.
Ah, there we go.
There it is. All is well.
Beautiful.
Yes. So tonight we watched the movie Road to Revenge. Geteven.
Geteven.
Geteven. Any one of those things.
Geteven.
Yes. So before we get into the rest of the details here, Gray.
Yes.
This is the first time you've been on this show.
The first time, I'm hoping for one of many. I don't want to be, presumptuous over here.
No. We've already discussed the next one, at least, at the very least.
Yeah. Well, there's something in the pipeline. We got it.
There's definitely of many here.
Welcome to where no magic happens.
It's just what I've always wanted.
So let's do what we do with all of our first-time guests. Gray, what's your relationship with B movies?
My relationship with B movies is a relatively long one. Starting basically back in the day when my father would take me to our local video store, VHS at the time. I think it was Videosmith.
Videosmith, okay.
Videosmith, yes. And just basically let me loose in the aisles, in lieu of being a good father, really. And I would just kind of look around and see whatever looked appealing on the shelves, and so I was allowed to watch things that were not appropriate. Let's see. I'm trying to think of what an early gem. The Phantom of the Opera, but with Robert Englund as the Phantom.
I didn't know that was even a thing.
I didn't know either.
I think we just had another one for the pipeline.
Of many is for sure.
Of many. Needless to say, lurid. And that sort of inspired a love from there. And then afterwards, many years afterwards, I went to Emerson, media studies, did the whole film thing, and realized, I just like the bad ones. That's, the whole, Seven Samurai is great, but
Samurai Cop is even
Samurai Cop is even better. They both have samurai in it, right?
Exactly.
Same movie, just one's way better than the other.
Yeah, exactly. One is way better. And the soundtrack.
Oh, excellent! All right, no, fantastic. So, we picked this because this movie was recommended by Bad Movie Sunday. So this is an official Bad Movie Sunday pick.
Oh God! Again.
Previously, they had told us to watch Megaforce, which was salvaged by one great rear projection scene.
One great flying motorcycle.
It was pretty amazing. So
I missed it. Jeez.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Megaforce wasn't too bad, but tonight's movie was, I must say,
it really something. Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
Wow. That's really all you can say, I guess.
It's a thing.
It's unanimous.
It exists in the universe.
It's a movie.
It is. Well, yeah.
It's rippled.
Yeah. Okay.
And
So was this? Is this a straight recommendation, or did somebody actually pick this?
no, this was the This is a Bad Movie Sunday pick. They picked it for us, and
Got it.
also thanks to the Bristol Bad Film Club for hooking up the movie.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks, you guys.
Much appreciated.
So that was excellent. Now, I think Eric is our most skilled movie breakdowner. So, Eric,
where even to start?
Summarize this bitch.
Eric, try.
Okay.
You do a good job, so I trust.
All right. This movie is about Rick Bode, who is a police officer who is on a stakeout with two of his other buddies in the LAPD. One of them is a sort of loose cannon cop named Normad. And
just Normad.
Just Normad. He does not have any other name beyond that. He just has a bad guy name.
Not to be confused with anyone else.
Not Bill Normad or John Normad. Just Normad. He's on a...
At some point, I think he's Judge Normad, but I think we're skipping ahead. So
We're way too far ahead.
Sorry.
That's fine.
I'm breaking the flow.
I digress.
I had no flow to begin with. It's fine. He's on a stakeout with Normad and his other buddy Huck Finney. And during the stakeout, Finney gets injured, and Normad does not seem to show any kind of remorse for not backing them up. So there's an internal affairs.
Infernal affairs.
Referencing Empire.
Hold on one second, though. Hold on one second. I think that's going to come into play very soon.
Not only is it appropriate, I'm thinking of better movies while we watch this. Internal Affairs finds that finds Normad innocent and kind of pins the blame on the other two. They quit the force, and Rick Bode just kind of meanders around as a chauffeur for a while before he meets someone named Cindy at the local bar. They strike up a romance, and it turns out that Cindy was involved with a local satanic cult who was incidentally headed by Normad.
Your local Satanist.
As you do.
I mean, you have a local chapter. Otherwise, it'd be way too
Friendly
confusing.
neighborhood.
Look,
Satanist.
all of us have been there. All of us have dabbled. So yeah.
And through the course of this, Cindy ends up getting chased down by these Satanists, and he has to travel the road to revenge.
Ooh, alternate title.
To avenge her death.
Yes, and he also, while he's traveling on the road to revenge, he also has to get even.
Yes. He also has to get Evan.
Get it?
Whoever Evan is, I don't know. Now, also, before we move on, Eric, I know you had a list of adjectives
yes.
that would properly describe our main character, a very special man. Now, how would you describe this man?
I would describe him as officer, chauffeur, cowboy, lawyer, karate man, thespian, singer, jokester, Lothario, Rick Bode. He's got he wears a lot of different hats.
I like it.
A lot of different
Just
cowboy
including
hats.
a
just
cowboy hat.
rolls right off the
a
tongue.
literal cowboy hat that he wears in one very particular scene that we should discuss.
That he was very proud of.
That was very proud of.
I think you left one thing off that. Leathermeister.
Okay, you clowns, cut the crap.
All right,
Committed to leather.
very committed to leather. All right, let's go down the road to revenge, guys. Let's start with successes for the movie, guys. What do we think this movie did properly?
I mean, I have to say, as a musician myself, I have to say that one of the successes that I would say is the integration, the seamless integration of original songs, including what was the one that the slide
The shimmy slide.
The country breakaway hit.
the country breakaway hit, the shimmy slide, which had a line that I wrote down here.
I'd love to hear.
And there's a lot of lines in the song. I'm just
I don't remember any of them, so I'm so glad you wrote it.
Pick out the
I'm just looking into the one at Cowboy Night. My eyes swell up as you take me for a ride. Now, that's describing his eyes swelling. Not filling with tears.
Super romantic.
Not opening wide. They are swelling like an allergic reaction.
Benadryl.
Due to love?
I think so.
Due to how attractive this young woman is, and then also that song reappears several times in instrumental form. It is the end credits, which is just perfect for how things end, and also then there are more tender moments too. All of the love scenes with. Are we saying Officer Rick Bode, thespian Rick Bode?
I mean, he's more of a chauffeur.
Chauffeur at that point, or
Whatever at the time, whatever he was at the time.
motorcycleman. But the love scenes.
Rick Bode, Lothario.
You hear his melodious Hank Hill-esque voice scoring his own love scenes. So I thought that the songs were really a high point of this movie.
I totally agree, man. He put his thumbprint everywhere on this movie.
yeah.
Oh my god, it reeked.
It was
of this
pretty
man.
bad that we could deduce that all the music was him, not even by having looked up that fact.
No, it's just
Not even.
It's
I don't even know if it's true. We haven't even corroborated
Well,
it.
in
But
the way
let's just
he-
roll with
We
it.
know it's true.
But and for someone who is so confident in putting all of his songs into the movie, when you see him actually performing the song, he's performing it with this dead-eyed, 100-yard stare that is just pleading to cut, pleading for his misery to end as he's sitting the shimmy slide.
It's the sort of look when like you have a family reunion and there's a karaoke machine there and they push like the 8-year-old up there and be like, no, it'd be fun. And like the kid doesn't want to be there at all.
Please,
like he knows
stop,
after 7
please.
seconds. Oh God,
The best
video's gonna
part
be
is
terrible.
that energy carries him through the entire film.
Yes, yes.
Like, that energy carries his entire performance.
Everything he does with really in the same kind of caliber of energy, just looking through you, really seeing the mysteries of the cosmos, unspooling for him.
His third eye
Yes.
is permanently open.
I have opened to the mysteries of the universe.
Yeah, he has the shared intensity of an animatronic at Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, pretty much.
He's
Five
just one of
Nights at Geteven.
Awkwardly shuffling back and forth.
The same moves.
I love how amazingly unself-aware this movie is.
Oh man.
He had a
Genuine,
vision,
genuine.
like he had some extra cash and wanted to play the hero, and he just went for it.
Well, I think that's something that like we should explore, because I mean, this seems to be a passion project of
Yeah.
someone who had a story inside him, had a song to sing. Many songs to sing. Let's be clear about that. Not just one, the Shimmy Slide, #1 smash sensation. But really didn't let any lack of ability hold him back in any capacity.
No.
He thrust himself into the limelight here, and I think he really wanted to just soak it up.
Yep.
With every dime he spent. And it was very worth it.
I could say that we could probably draw parallels to The Room. And maybe some of like what were the York film? York Productions, is that what it was?
Yeah, York Entertainment.
York Entertainment.
They seem
All
to
those,
fund a lot of these passion
sort of
projects.
passion projects, but this is by far the best one I've seen.
Yeah, no. So we've watched some passion projects on this show previously, and Grace, say, have you watched any of these? So we've seen Miami Connection, we've seen Samurai Cop,
Every Neil Breen film.
all of the Neil Breen
Which,
movies.
as soon as you said Neil Breen, I was like, "This is so Breen-esque.
This
It's
is-
insane."
Breen-esque. That's a genre now.
Might as well be.
True
Totally
auteur
a-
theory.
Totally a word.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm just gonna hire pretty girls, and I'm gonna be the hero, and I'm gonna touch them.
You know what? I
It's
noticed.
creepy to me, if
It's
I can
very
be
creepy.
honest.
The least amount of chemistry I've ever and you could tell her palpable discomfort.
Oh yeah,
because they never really kiss. Like he'll be rubbing like
yes,
an
like,
ice cube.
Any excuse to touch her.
Yeah, but still looking through her like some sort of just true hyper predator, and she'll be kind of have to be all over him because obviously she's been paying to do that, but at the same time it's just like they never kiss. They never kiss. She never wants to get close to that mustache.
No, I want to say
Probably
it's far
soup
away
in
from
there.
Well, we're supposed to stay positive, guys.
Sorry. Yeah,
This movie is just all over the place.
it's a real roller coaster.
Well, we're gonna try. We're gonna try our best. Anything else, Brittany?
That's it.
Oh, okay. Eric,
Goon Game on point.
Goon Game,
Goon
A lot
Game
of
was
good games.
pretty strong.
I mean, goons. I mean, goon games.
dude. When they played Sorry, when they played Operation, those were my favorite Goon games.
Mousetrap, a great goon game.
Classic. I love that there was a goon named Scar who had a scar.
This was prior to Lion King. Just so we know. There was
Not played by Jeremy Irons. Not.
unfortunately.
But played by a familiar second-class cinema face.
Yes, the man from Samurai Cop who we have deemed excuses guy, who doesn't really make many excuses.
No, but we were really drunk.
But we were drunk,
And his excuse was, don't kill my wife.
he would be sad. But no, I saw this guy. I'm like, I fucking know that guy. I'm like, I think that's the guy from Samurai Cop. I looked it up. It's the guy from Samurai Cop. Couldn't be any better.
Everything awful about this movie is what makes it great.
Yeah, it's really hard to just like really give it accolades because it just doesn't do anything well, but it's also...
But does it do it right?
It kind of does it right. It's kind of at the perfect level of ineptitude.
It does everything wrong right.
Yeah. That's perfect.
That note that you can't hit on purpose.
Sorry. I mean, I forgot. A random scene very early on where he's doing karate, and it's cut. You know, it's cut a lot, and there's scenes in this movie where there's almost no cuts, where it's too long.
Was that the first baffling scene change?
The first baffling scene change to him doing karate, and often it will cut so that he'll be like punching something, then there'll be another angle of him punching something, and then another angle, but they've shifted the frame so it's diagonal, and inexplicably, and then he feeds butter to a dog who's also has a black belt.
It's like a poodle with a black belt on.
And then our story goes 1 year later.
It cuts from him getting hurt on the job to him kicking a heavy bag.
We're not
To feeding
leaving
a dog
anything
butter.
out of this.
We're just as confused as you, listener.
This is as coherent as it was to us, having watched
We
this.
are along for the ride.
So on that note, I guess what things did it do wrong? Where did this movie fall short?
All the things that were wrong made it great.
Yeah.
The acting was terrible and stiff, except for Normad. That guy was awesome.
That guy's fantastic.
Sergeant Slaughter.
Yeah.
Everything was slurred like this.
He was like Macho Man and like
Sergeant Slaughter, Macho Man meets Hulk Hogan in a gravel pit of
Made of whiskey.
And also some like limited mobility, doesn't know how to hold a gun, like has kind of T-Rex arms, like inexplicably.
I feel like he was always like half melted.
Yeah. And he becomes a judge at some point, which is bizarre and inexplicable.
yeah, it really is.
I mean, in terms of what I guess what I would say. Are we moving on to the failures?
Yeah, let's talk about
All
those.
right. One of the failures I think that we can all say is probably a failure is that the way things are mic'd in this movie.
Oh my god! All right, so
Like my Ice Cube.
So interstitial noise is always the loudest thing in any scene. So we have one scene that's taking place, I guess, in an Italian restaurant. Is the guy Italian or
I think it's Mexican.
Mexican?
Is it a Mexican? I think so.
Is it Spanish?
It was a classy joint.
Yeah,
It was classy.
Indeterminately ethnic owner. And for some reason the local, there's like a fountain nearby that is so fucking loud. It's just like you hear burbling brooks, like deafeningly burbling.
You can hardly hear any dialogue.
And,
over
as
it.
someone, like he pours ice and the ice cube's hitting it, but there's also dialogue that is mysteriously under mic. So it feels like they almost dubbed in more sound effects, but we're just like, oh yeah, the dialogue and scene is awful. Let's just forget about that. We don't have
Mike the fountain.
no ADR for that. Yeah.
Yeah, Mike these ice cubes.
Oh man, the leather pants. I can't.
A failure?
I can't let them go.
Why
without
not?
being crucified?
How many times did he wear leather pants?
Like
All
every
the
time,
infinite.
except for like two scenes, except for the wedding scene, and I think the final part where he's just wearing jeans. He was wearing
Yeah, on the motorcycle
leather,
he's wearing jeans.
leather pants every time.
The one time it's appropriate to wear leather pants.
Inexplicably, yeah,
So
like
not even
one
like
time where his legs would be more protected, as opposed to just going to cowboy nights.
they're not even like fitted. Like I want to know the sequence of events that led to that decision. Did he wear them someday and like somebody lied and was like, "Yo, those look dope. You should wear them everywhere."
I think sort of coming off of the sort of auteurness of this and him being have we talked about he's a lawyer maybe in real life?
I believe his actual job as a lawyer.
Okay.
Actual job is being Edgar Allan Poe.
I feel like this is a guy who, and also for someone who is a lawyer, the scenes in court were very unconvincing.
I bet you that was a seal of approval.
It was all like metal folding chairs,
metal
and,
folding
like,
chairs, like a plastic table.
His
that they
friend
put
Huck punching cops all the time.
punching cops in the courtroom. But so I feel like he's a guy that obviously like a pretty straight laced dude. He wants to make this movie, and he casts himself. I think you'd probably call this a failure. He casts himself as like a real punk badass.
Yeah.
Like there's many scenes where there's the scene where he and the girl Cindy go to Cindy's parents and they're like, "We don't like your type around here." I'm like, he looks like someone's dad. like he's not supposed to be this real punk ass, right?
No.
Or like he's not a like, what are you rebelling against? You know,
He graduated like 10 years before Cindy's dad.
yeah, like he's older than Cindy's dad, and he's like wearing big puffy shirts and ill-fitting leather pants.
So baggy. Oh my god. Sag ass.
Oh my god. Okay.
Can I just say the Huck Finney character
Okay.
was the worst in the world, and it focused on him for far too long.
Oh my god.
He's a piece of shit.
There were scenes where the camera was just set up and it rolled for 5 minutes of him just blabbing.
I feel like I see him and like I feel like, oh, this is the one guy who maybe was like a local character actor, like who they're like, oh yeah, he can really carry this, like he can carry this, and just let him go, because like he was really. Like, I won't say he was acting well, but he was acting in a different capacity than like everyone else was.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, he set the curve.
Yeah.
For
And
the
like
acting
there's
in
that
this
weird
movie.
scene where he's drunk and just and it's almost like borderline naturalistic to the point where he might have actually been drunk.
He was
wouldn't-
definitely drunk.
I would not be surprised if he was abusing a lot of substances during the production.
Yeah, and then but you know, obviously, you know, Mr. Hart, you know, as he likes to be called, or you know, I assume
He does, yes.
You know, but he's at a totally different level. He's kind of like you know, keeping things pretty internal, and then that guy, Huck is.
I found it really
Honestly.
troublesome that he was a cop at one point.
Yeah.
Like, how does that guy like that get on the force?
How? And I was
And
really
the bar's not that high.
no, like not at all. You have like a Satanist who's killing babies,
Normad,
and then
yeah.
like a ancient leather dude. I thought his like inexplicable Indian like dummy was
Oh my
really
God.
baffling.
Totally unexplained. He drops him off. He drops the dummy off with Rick at a certain point, and it's like this guy saved my life, man. And it's just like we've just seen you lecturing him in every scene as
Oh
you
my
drink
God.
Budweisers.
And after he said that, after he dropped off this Native American like mannequin, he's just like, he saved my life, and then he just like slowly backs into the darkness.
Slowly, it's like I'm done now.
And did we
And
see him after that?
Rick just keeps hitting the bag the whole time.
Yeah, he's just hitting. He's really showing off his ripped physique.
Oh yeah.
I was wondering if the Native American mannequin, I almost called it a dummy, mannequin is like his gym. So he's talking about like Huck and Jim.
Well, I thought that it was going to have some sort of payoff. Like, I mean, you know, just
That's way too much.
He was
Well,
he
they were
was
like-
real this whole time.
or like you know,
Gets up and walks away.
or in some sort of final confrontation, like, you know, Normad thinks like, I got you now, and like, but it's actually like the mannequin, and then he's like,
Computer
no, you
chair, he, like,
don't.
spits-
Yeah.
Like Chief Woodenhead style.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, creep show. Honestly, I'm gonna say I did not have a single negative thing written down.
You are really generous.
I did not because everything that I just took everything as it came to me, and I could not find anything that I'd want to say sucked. Like I don't think everything was entertaining.
It was all enjoyable, even when it was terrible.
Despite
It
itself.
was like we had the same kind of dilemma with Samurai Cop. Like I cannot tell what is good. I cannot tell what is bad. All I know is I had a great time.
It was so squarely in the like, this is so inept that you can't just be like, oh well, and it was surprisingly unboring.
Oh my god!
yeah.
I
no,
don't
it
think
was-
I was bored the whole time.
It moved at
Not
breakneck
once.
speed.
It truly did.
Even for including a lot of scenes that really meant nothing and didn't need to be in there,
It moved at confusing.
moved at the speed of confusion.
My God, I'm really proud of us because we just started talking about successes during failures, guys, on a really bad movie.
It's all.
It was bad, but it was super
everything
enjoyable.
is everything in this movie. There's a lot going on.
The whole lot. What do you got, Brittany?
I have no more negative.
No more negatives?
attributes. Except for his catchphrase was the worst.
What was his catchphrase?
Not a problem.
It's certainly no keep it warm.
Oh my God, guys! I'm so sorry. I forgot a total success, which is
Come on, we're
which
still talking
is,
about him.
two lines that I really liked. The final line of Normad, which is, "See you in hell, you son of a bitch."
You started melting during saying that.
He started melting, and also, and I don't, and oh man, it must have been, it was Huck who said, my wife. It's like,
He did.
Borat decades before Borat.
Oh my god, that was a beautiful thing.
It was really good.
Truly good.
Do we want to talk about some favorite parts? Are we ready?
Talk about some favorite parts.
Okay.
I just gave you my two.
You just
Yeah, we kind of just did. Yeah.
You just kicked off some favorite parts. Let's just keep going. We talked about one of my favorite parts already, and that was the initial karate kick montage.
Yeah.
Why I love that so much is because we had no idea that he had anything to do with karate, and even before or after this scene, truly. But the way we transitioned into this scene, like just a hard cut to like the back of his gi that also had his name on it.
What did it say? It said like
Karate
Kung
Man,
Fu.
Kung Fu,
Sun
Young
Tzu.
Tzu.
or something. Yeah, like some Sun Tzu. Or
yeah, and then Rick also threaded in there.
He's totally the guy you expect to see at the local dojo. He's like,
Oh my
I got
God.
myself a black belt.
And my favorite
Uncle
part.
Karate.
My favorite part of my favorite part is the fact that he wore the best blue bandana in the world.
I don't even remember it.
How could you not?
Shows how much it impacted me.
Oh my
he had
god!
so many costume changes.
Oh, his wardrobe is
Great
an amazing
wardrobe. Yeah.
His favorite part. Like, dude, everything this guy wore was was only popular on the day he wore it.
I don't know. His denim jacket, which had the American flag on top, I would wear that right fucking now.
That is true. That one transcends time.
I bet we could find it at Savers.
Yes.
You know, I do notice the parallel between him and Neil Breen, and that is a lot of denim.
Yeah.
Denim vest,
denim.
denim jacket. He does. He's a cowboy.
If I can piggyback on that favorite part,
Go for it.
The dog with the black belt was one of my favorite parts.
Yes,
I thought that was an
yes.
unnecessary but amazing addition.
That
Yes.
happens in the first 10 minutes, and that told us that we were truly watching something special.
Yeah. Well,
Yes.
honestly,
In for a treat.
A treat of a spoonful of butter.
within the first 15 minutes, we see him kill people, we see him do karate, we see him feed a dog butter, and we see him sing a song.
Well, that's
Presumably
I would
butter.
say that the whole cowboy night scene at the bar is my favorite part. Has the shimmy slide.
Yep.
Has inexplicably right after he finishes the shimmy slide, there is a striptease at what it looks like an arcade bar.
Yeah.
Set to the shimmy
Set
slide.
to the shimmy slide.
After he got done performing
Yeah.
the shimmy slide.
After all the musicians, and his performance was so erotic that a woman was compelled. This is not a strip club, by the way. This is, as we know, by the fact that there's a real party pooper who you can tell because she has a bowl cut. Who did not go to that club to be grossed out.
Oh, yeah.
Boobs are gross.
Yeah,
Disgusting.
Oh, God,
Yuck.
I don't even want to look at my own. So grossed out that she calls the cops because this scene was so his energy was so erotic that he just had to get and I think that was my favorite part.
Dude, yeah. There wasn't a dry
Energy
cave
was
in the
at
room.
an all-time zero. So good. One of my other favorite parts was Huck was the most annoying character, and he was like, how many times did he punch cops? Like 7?
I would say
A bunch of
I would
times.
say
A
at
bunch of
least
times.
3.
More
manages to punch-
times than a person who walks free should punch cops.
Right? So they established that he's like having a real hard time. And then there's one scene where he's like drunk in his underwear, looking at his past due bills, and he just pulls out a revolver and starts shooting like his bills, like the sheets of paper. Like
As he describes what bill he's shooting.
yeah, like electricity, boom, like gas bill.
Oh my god.
Phone bill. Click, click,
So unnecessary.
click, boom.
Yeah, he has
That's
like
where Saliva got it.
He has like a revolver, but he's clicking it like 12 times. Oh my god.
I wish I could shoot my bills.
Yes.
Yeah, but I have to shoot my like computer monitors because I got all e-bills now, so I
That's
kind of
very
ruin everything.
environmentally conscious of you.
Of course, I go green on all bills. I just want to add in that I really did love that shimmy slide, and I want to add to that because I had
Can your
gone.
band cover that song? Please?
I would love for the next Salem Wolf song. It's going to be a hit anyway. The shimmy slide.
Dude, I would.
the shimmy slide.
I need to see that happen. But my favorite part about the shimmy slide is not the million times it played in the movie, not the eroticism that it flames inside of me. It is on the website roadtorevenge.com. There is a tab that says shimmy slide, and when you click on it, it plays the shimmy slide video.
Amid a blanket of blinking stars.
And that one of the best websites I've ever seen is for the Road to Revenge Geteven website. My God, that is better than FatefulFindings.biz. It really is. Honestly, I don't know who I like more, Neil Breen or John DeHart.
It's tough. It's a tough choice. I mean, it's a real Sophie's choice there.
John DeHart is more likable, I think.
I think he's less.
Because God, do I hate Neil Breen.
Well, okay, so Neil Breen has a wider catalog, so I feel like we've had long enough time to figure out who Neil is.
To like really hate him.
Yeah, to like really learn how to hate this guy. Whereas I think I don't know, it's. I kind of feel bad for him at this stage.
Well, that's the thing. Like, this movie is like it really like there's a charming arrogance to it.
Yeah.
The idea, like, he's so inept. And he doesn't, and I don't know that he really thinks he's ept. Is that the opposite
Yes.
of an ept? Yeah. Okay. I don't. It's just he has this inside of him. And he has his songs. He believes he is a karate master, and that beautiful women just really want to get all up in that stash in a hot tub. A great scene, by the way. Really
great scenes.
All 37 minutes of it.
Man, does not cut too soon.
I think this movie made me asexual.
I am John DeHart sexual now.
Eric, what about you for favorite parts?
Most of the things I've got have been covered, but I will say one of our favorite lines from Samurai Cop, surprise.
Oh, yeah.
Shows up here.
It does.
As spoken by Sergeant Slaughter Normad. And we're like, did he just say surprise?
We all got really excited. We all got... There are so many parallels that I can find in this movie with other things that we love. So I truly do appreciate everything this movie brought to me today. Any other favorite parts before we move on to ratings, guys?
I think
any other thing. There's a
I have a
lot.
question.
There's a week of questions. I love questions.
What is a gutter snipe?
A gutter snipe. How did that even come up? It was.
I think it was Cindy's dad.
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
Accused her of being a gutter snipe because she was hanging out with all of the Satanists.
Well, and the funny thing about that is that he calls her a gutter snipe and says, "You're going to end up fed in a ditch." And it's like, well, why not just go in a gutter? you just said gutter snipe. Yeah, that's a good question there.
Well,
gutter-
does a gutter outrank a ditch? Because maybe she's going to downgrade to ditch.
Maybe there's
I
a
don't know.
drain. Maybe it's a drainage ditch.
Oh,
so
okay.
half gutter, half ditch.
Also, I felt like this movie had a weird preoccupation with ninth grade lit. They were like, Huck
Oh,
Finn,
yeah.
my friend can speak Hamlet. I was like,
that's
this is
true.
really
Well, and
strange.
Huck becomes sort of like a Huck Finitarian at some point.
Yeah.
And he's lecturing like bikini babes about
Worship at the Church of Huck.
Yeah, worshiping at the Church of Huck while standing in a pool in all denim, by the way. Not recommended, but you know what? It's gonna fit real nice.
I was gonna say, that's gonna form fit.
Yeah, it's
Is that
gonna
like
form-
a Canadian Suba Scoot?
Oh God.
Boy, not gonna top that one.
Sorry,
Not gonna top that
Canada.
We still love Canada. All right, so if we're satisfied with that, let's start with rating. So let's rate it then.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with
Yeah,
fuck
I'm going to
you.
have to give it an unfortunate fuck off.
Oh my God, my fucking father.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
All right, guys, let's rate Road to Revenge, 1993. Get even. What are we gonna rate? Are we all gonna give it the same rating? I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna start. Let's start with Gray. Let's see if he's got something clever to say.
well, now that you set the expectation. Let's see. Well, I think that in the end, I will probably concur with the committee over here. But for now, I'll say, see you in hell, you son of a
I knew you had something in you.
which is to say, fuck yeah. in the patented rating scale.
Of course. I totally. Now, why would you give it that rating? Now, how did this movie make you feel overall?
Well, it's one of those things where it's like, I feel like I was watching something truly unique in the universe.
Yeah.
I feel like this is something that was just the perfect level. Like, you'll often see a movie that is supremely forgettable or just mediocre.
A lot
This
of what we
was
watch.
so not mediocre. This was so far. It's rare, and it's also rare to see a movie that is so bad but not boring, really. As I said before, this was thoroughly entertaining because I'm just watching this guy, and in a way I think I felt good about it because I'm watching him achieve his dreams. You know, he gets a scene where he does karate, he gets to ride on a sweet motorcycle, he gets to wear all of his cool clothes, like, you know, those are his personal wardrobe.
Oh yeah.
So it's sort of beautiful to see a guy really just achieve his dreams in spite of talent or lack thereof, and so I would say that it warmed my heart.
I agree. It warmed your heart.
It
Honestly, I totally agree, and I feel like usually that type of approach, I think, is really like narcissistic and self-indulgent. Like when Neil Breen does it, it sickens me. But this movie was just really like charmingly fun for some reason.
I think it has something to do with like a childlike innocence that runs through the really
Yes.
fun.
Yes. Well, I mean,
in spite of the weird hardcore sex scene.
And that 1,000-yard stare.
Yeah.
well, I would say you kind of nailed it there when you were going through. He got to do karate. He got to be on a motorcycle. He got to live every single 9-year-old's dream.
He got to be the ultimate badass.
Was this
Yeah.
his bucket list?
Oh my God,
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, but he stuck
Interesting.
around for a bit. Sounds like he was in.
He was in one movie in 2006 called The Champagne Gang, but that's it. I mean, this is it for him. This is all he's done.
But you know what? If this was all I did, I'd feel pretty good about it.
I think so. I think so. Well,
I mean, we should all be so lucky as John DeHart to have given the world such a gorgeous, just I mean, whatever this is, whatever it is.
like this movie. I'm gonna go to fuck yeah. But this movie, this movie is bad. It is bad. But I don't think I could show this to anyone who would hate it. Like, you know,
would be
even
pretty
my
tough, yeah.
mom. I could show my mom this movie, and she wouldn't hate it.
It's
I think
hard to hate,
I think
I'd
she'd
say.
laugh too. Like, I think she'd have a good time watching it. Like, I feel like it would be hard not to go along with the ride. Like, you'd have to try to hate.
Yeah.
Like, just liking this movie comes so easy. It's just genuine.
It's charming. It's a charming movie.
It's like incompetent, but like I could care less. I couldn't care less, you know?
Yeah. Eric, what about you?
Do you even need to ask?
Fuck yeah. Okay, well, I knew you were going to. So, just for the record, so this is a fucking sweep. So that means this goes into its own little category
Fuck
on the
yeah,
website.
around the horn.
Where we all give it a fuck yeah. So there's a very particular set
Around
of...
the horn.
Yeah, this is around the horn.
I'm happy that I didn't knock it out because I think it belongs there.
I agree.
It belongs in the Hall of Legends in bad movie Valhalla.
It does. And I'm disappointed in us for taking this long to watch it. But Eric, why did you give this a fuck yeah?
Pretty much every reason that's been mentioned so far. I mean, this has the same shades as a bunch of other movies that we love, like Miami Connection, Samurai Cop. It's just the complete ineptitude that drove someone to make something like this. And I think what I really appreciate is that it seems like he has a good attitude about it now, too.
Yes, that helps a lot.
Yeah, like, as much as I enjoy The Room, part of my enjoyment of that movie is kind of dampened by the fact that Tommy Wiseau is such a dick.
Yeah.
And he sort of hung around too long.
Yeah, like he's not fun anymore, you know? Or like the Birdemic guy, like he made a sequel where he thought he was in on the joke. Like,
Yeah,
this just gets to be its own nice little time capsule where he made a terrible movie. He knows he made a terrible movie, but he still loves it. It's his baby.
You can't intentionally capture magic like this. Like
Yeah.
movies like this are lightning in a bottle. They're complete accidents.
So you're saying that they shouldn't reboot it?
Starring The Rock.
Oh, I like that. I like.
And
you know
he's a
what?
football
We
player.
just put The Rock in
Oh.
everything on second class.
There we go.
Cinema.
And you know what? I would love to see a cinematic universe, a la Marvel.
Deep.
just really, you know, have every character in this movie have their own side movie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I would
I
love to
would-
watch the Huck movie.
I would love the
Rick
Normad
Bode,
movie.
I was
Winter
going to say I want to see
Soldier.
more Normad.
Nomad movie, him being, you know, actually
Scar.
I want to just say that when this movie took the Satanist turn
Yeah.
that it took, it was a huge surprise. Oh, my God. Surprised me so much.
Just like your puberty.
Oh my God.
Surprised you now.
It hit me just like puberty did.
This
And
movie made puberty happen for you.
It did. My balls dropped watching. John DeHart taught me how to be a man. And like the early and mid 90s was just there was a lot of Satanist
Satanic Panic.
Like
I
it was
love
Satanic
that 90s
Panic.
Satanic Panic.
I mean,
my mom made my dad take down a cardboard stand-up of Darth Maul because it looked like the devil.
oh my God. Is that the first time you said that out loud?
Yeah, I think so.
That's amazing.
I repressed that up until now.
Oh my
God.
God, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Pretty great.
It's recovered memories over here. Jeez.
Yeah. Wow. So we've just rated it. Does anyone have any final thoughts, questions, anything they want to slip in about this movie before we wrap ourselves up here?
Yeah, it's going to go to the annals of second-class cinema.
Yeah, this is going down in history. This is I love it.
We'll ride eternal, shiny
I love
and chrome.
I love it, and I want to actually thank Bad Movie Sunday, Owen at Bad Movie Sunday for
Yes, definitely.
like this.
Thank you for bringing this into my life.
Yeah,
Thanks for making up Megaforce to me.
yeah.
I appreciate it.
Yes, Megaforce is officially made up. Brittany loves this. I didn't know what to expect because this could have gone either way. This could have gone either
They
way.
always do.
I mean, when we watched Dangerous Men, I think we were expecting something like this. And
Yes,
Dangerous Men had
definitely.
a much worse vibe.
Yeah, that was a little too grimy.
Yeah.
A little too weird.
It's the Hollywood cop to the samurai cop.
Even though actually I kind of love Hollywood Cop, but just saying. All right, yeah. So Gray, thank you so much for coming on.
Yes.
Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure.
I'm really glad you enjoyed this movie, and we started your tenure off with a fuck yeah because of many more coming up. I think this is going to be good.
Definitely.
I think we have a long and beautiful future together.
I think so.
I should give you a fair warning with both of the things we watch. This is downhill from here.
It's okay. I don't have much to do with it.
This is setting the bar very high.
We're all really bored, so this is why we do this.
Bored podcasters. What?
Yeah, that's us. That's us. Yeah, so you've been listening to Second Class Cinema. You can find more information about us on Facebook.com/secondclasscinema. You can find our show on iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, secondclasscinema.com, and followingfilms.com. Shimmy slide. And we're done. That's it. We're over.
Pretty baby, let's do the shimmy slide.
There's a tab on this website that says Shimmy Slide.
This guy knows what he is.
I don't think he does.
Dude, and it's just a video of the Shimmy Slide from the movie. I just clicked on it and it just started.